Back for another stealther today. Second one in a couple weeks here. Just getting dropped off. As you can see, this one's at a cemetery. There goes the ride. We're gonna head right back into the woods here on the edge of the cemetery. I scouted it earlier. It was a good spot. You can see that is where I came in at. It's a smaller cemetery. There's 3 drives that come in. They kind of circle around the back. Nobody there, and there's no gates at night. I don't think anyone's going to be here at all. Next to it, over there, is an elementary school that closed down a couple years ago. The field is greatly overgrown. No one's going to be over there. It's just going to be any cars that run back over this way. I say that as a guy drives by on his bike. Interesting. I don't know if he saw me or not. We'll see what he does. I'm just chilling here for a minute, right at the entrance. Because as I was talking, that guy did drive by on a bike. That was an amateur move on my part. I should have went further in before I started speaking a little bit. I'm just gonna wait here and see if he circles back though. I'm hoping he doesn't. I don't see him coming back. All right, so let's get farther in here before anybody else comes through. Just following a game trail here. The cemetery and school are to my right. To my left, there is a pond down there. There's not that big of a patch of woods. There's just enough to get in and be hidden. I'm gonna go down there. There are houses on the other side of the pond, but I don't think that they'll be able to notice anything. I'm not planning to have a fire tonight. Maybe use my headlamp a bit, but I don't think they'll see. Let me find a spot and then we'll take a look around. Okay, I found a spot over here, and behind me is the swamp, the pond. There's a bit of a hill that goes up back here, and that goes up to where the fence in the school, the overgrown school property is, with the cemetery right next to it. We're kind of right on the edge of the two. But I'm not going to set my stuff up right away. Seeing that guy on his bike has got me a little concerned. So we're gonna wait a bit and just explore a little here. I'll check out how close I am to potential houses. This is another game trail here. There are a lot of deer around here. And if I walk over here, I think, see, just up on top of that ridge is the cemetery. So we're down from there. No one in a car is going to see down here at all. Would have to be someone coming in from there to look. The only concern is going the other way. There. On the other side of the pond, there are some houses. There's one through there. Yep. There are multiple houses on the other side. Call it a pond. It looks like a big marsh to me. But I think we'll be okay. I don't think that they're gonna be looking out this way at all. Okay, that's the pond. I don't know if you can see it. It's back there behind me. There's some activity at the houses. Just people doing yard work. And that's not the kind of pond. I can see water in the middle, but that's not the kind that anyone is going to be out in a canoe or little boat fishing in. So we'll be fine. I'm going to head back to the camp. I'm still going to wait a bit to set up the hammock. But I am going to go back and set the chair up at least and sit down and relax for a bit. Who knows what that giant chunk of concrete was from. Maybe there were some bleachers up on the other side of the fence at one point. That's all I can think of. It's been there a while. There's a tree growing out of the center of it. Here we are, just at the edge of the forest and the cemetery. Okay, I'm not going to push it anymore at the edge there. I'm going to come back down, like I said, sit at the camp, relax for a bit. There are signs that other people have been here. There's lots of trash all over the place. Some beer cans I noticed. We'll do our job to pick a little bit of that up on the way out. Leave it in better condition than the way we found it. It's hot today. It's October 1st, and it's got to be 77, 78 degrees out today, which isn't bad. I take it. It just means I'm sweating moving around in here. Today, I decided to go with my green sweatshirt. It's one that I ordered specifically to take with me to Alaska this year. I also opted to use a different backpack. This is a 50 liter. It's an Osprey. Last time I used a 30 liter, which is more of a rock climbing pack. But I've used it even in trips that are a week long. It's only 30 liters, but I made it work in Colorado in the Rockies. But it's bright orange, and to me, something that's that bright, it's not stealthy. Bright orange says, here I am, find me. But this one is a darker blue color, so I think that's a little bit better. Slightly bigger, but darker. I'd like to get one that's dark green or a combination of green and black. I think that would work really well. And there are flies biting me out here. The one thing I absolutely have to upgrade, even before the next trip, is what I'm using for a cooler, because look at how bright that is. Sticks out like a sore thumb. So I definitely need to get something darker colored for a cooler as well. I also brought my chair for this trip, even though I have the hammock and you can sit in that. I prefer sitting in this. This is actually from REI. It's a Flex Light chair, and forget what it was supposed to weigh. I think it was less than 2 pounds. Might be a little bit more because I've modified it with these PVC pieces to go on the bottom so the feet of the chair don't actually sink into the ground. This thing is a game changer backpacking, which is primarily what I do. Just getting back into the stealth now. But this thing makes all the difference in the world when you've been walking all day long and you can finally sit down in it. So here's the chair. It's really light. You can see those PVC tees on the bottom. That keeps the legs from poking into the dirt and the chair sinking. So there she is. Oh, and there I go. That's the way to do it. Sitting on the ground, sitting on a log, sitting on a rock doesn't get it done. This is much more comfortable. Now it's time for a drink. All right. Today, we have got some Dauntless Oktoberfest. It's going to be good. If I can get it open. There we go. Excellent. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Dexter in Traverse City, Michigan. I brought something for this today since I knew it was going to be so warm. Let me get it out. There we go. Got to bring a koozie, especially when it's in the 70s. Ich möchte eines kaltes Bier. Sehr gut. So as I'm sitting here enjoying my beer, I'm going over how the drop-off went, how the planning went for this trip, and not good. Bush League. I got to do a lot better. All of my gear is stored in my basement. I have shelves set up. It's all sorted. There's bins. Everything is got a spot, but it's geared for backpacking. I've got to rethink what I bring, how I pack, how I get ready for stealthing. I've started doing that already, knowing I need to get a new pack, a different colored pack. My sleeping bag is also not the right color. It's an orange, the one I'm using, at least right now. It's a 30-degree bag, I believe. I've got some other ones that go much lower. They're a darker color, but they're also a little bit bulkier. But I know I need to pack a little bit better and watch out for people on bikes. That was close. I'm still not sure if that guy saw me or not. Lingered a little bit too long at the edge of the forest. I should have come in, dropped my stuff, then went back up. That way if someone saw me while I'm just a guy at the edge of the forest, I don't know what I'm doing. Taking pictures, looking for deer. But when you got a big pack and a bright cooler, I don't know if that excuse would fly or not. Probably not. Had to get out of the sun. It was a little bit too warm over there. Much better over here in the shade. Still enjoying das Bier. And I thought I would give you a little bit of history, a little bit of background into my experience with stealthing. My first stealth trip was many, many moons ago. 1994, 95, somewhere around there. A friend and I did a stealth night, a stealth camp. We didn't have a tent, we didn't have a hammock, but we did stay the night at an old mental institution in Northville, Michigan. Northville Tunnels it was called, and it was really cool looking Gothic buildings that made up a giant campus for this mental institution. And it was shut down, I don't know when, but even then when we were in high school, it was basically the forest had reclaimed it. It was just this giant Gothic campus, these buildings spread all throughout the forest, dilapidated, falling apart, graffiti everywhere, and it was cool. And we stayed there one night many moons ago with a candle that we used for light and warmth, and that was it. So fast forward now, many backpacking trips later, and stealth camping is a cool thing to do. I did find Steve Wallace on YouTube, watch some of his videos, and I tell you, we have a lot in common. So it inspired me to come get out some local areas and do some stealth camping. So here I am, second one of the year, second one of the season. There'll be a few more, I think, before winter hits, and I might do a few in the winter, I don't know. Need to expand some of my gear for colder temperatures though. It's very relaxing out here, and I think I'm gonna get a little more relaxed with ein anderes Bier, and I might do a little bit of reading here too. I'm still gonna wait a little while longer until I set camp up. I think it's about 5:30, 5:45 right now. People still could come into the cemetery, even though I don't think they'd see me. I want to wait on that. I just don't want to make a whole lot of noise down here either. But I'll get it set up, and when I do, I'll show you what it looks like. Well, somebody found me. He's not too happy. Well, now my little buddy has ceased being angry, and it looks like he's just passed out there on a branch watching me. Okay, things are quiet enough. I am going to set up the hammock, get camp set up here. Once it's set up, think about doing some hot dogs. That's going to be dinner tonight. But I'm going to get the hammock up and get my sleeping pad in it and get my sleeping bag in it. And I use a sleeping pad because I've tried the hammock on the Appalachian Trail, in fact, without a sleeping pad, and it was cold. When you sleep in it, your back lays on the bottom part of the hammock, and the air just leaches the heat out of your back. And even on a day like this, when it's mid-70s, at night it's gonna drop to about 45 right now. And when that happens, I know some people would be okay, but I can't sleep. I need to be warm, and just being in a bag, a sleeping bag inside the hammock doesn't do it. So a sleeping pad inside there gets that buffer between you and the bottom of the hammock, and it's fine, perfectly fine. So I'm gonna go ahead, get it set up, get the pad in, get the bag in, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, camp is set up. Got the hammock right behind us. It's a Hennessy. It's my second one. First one I got as a gift from my wife 10 years ago, maybe longer. It was the kind that had the Velcro underneath the underbelly, and I loved it. I still have it, but it was loud, and the Velcro got a bunch of fuzz and junk, all kinds of crap in it. There's some people up in the overgrown fields behind the school. Anyways, that original one, I still have it. It still works. It's loud. It's kind of a pain to get in and out of. So I upgraded 2 years ago, year and a half ago, to this one here that has the zip. Still the XL. Actually, my old one was the ultralight one too, because it was meant for backpacking. And the cord, like the paracord that you use to string the hammock up, was smaller. That's why it is ultralight. It reduces the weight, but it makes it a pain to cinch up and to hang. And I got this new one when I got the XL zip here. I just went with the regular, not the ultralight, and it has a thicker cord, which makes it a little nice, more secure when you hang it. So that's what I'm going to be in tonight. I think now though I'm going to make a little dinner. I'm getting kind of hungry, and hot dogs are on the menu tonight. Dinner time. All right, tonight I am just going to use my backpacking stove. And I got a canister of fuel there, and we'll just use that telescoping stick, put a few dogs on there, roast them over this, put them in a bun. I brought some cheese to go with it, and there's dinner. Okay, the thing I like about this stove is it's got its own igniter, just like that. I've had this for about 16 years. Gift from my mother for Christmas many moons ago. Take it on every backpacking trip. It's been to Alaska, Colorado, Tennessee, North Carolina, all over Michigan, and it works great. So I'm gonna get the fire up just a bit. I'm gonna get a few dogs cooking, and we've got buns, mustard, the dogs, and I think I got a slice of cheese in there to add in for some cheesy dogs. Well, I was just about to start making my hot dogs, and that little fawn came by. Came right out of the marshy spot here, came right up. I was filming it, and the tree kind of got in the way. I didn't want to move, and I must have hit a different button on my iPhone, which I'm reluctantly using to film this. I had a camera ordered, it was defective, it has to go back, a new one's coming, but used the phone this time again, and he came up within 5 or 6 feet of me right there. That was pretty cool. Okay, well, getting dark, but here is the dog. Grilled perfectly over that flame. A little cheese, a little mustard, and delicious. Absolutely delicious. I'm gonna eat this, drink another beer, maybe make one more. Come back after that. All right, dinner's done. A couple of hot dogs and some more beer. Was good. Now, I'm just worried about putting too much light on here. There is one house directly across from my spot that I'm at right now. It's across that pond, All of their backlights are on. They probably can't see much, you know, when you're inside and the lights are on, you can't see out. But then again, if there's a big light shining in here, white or red, maybe they're looking out and maybe they see it, I don't know. So I'm just going to keep it rather dim here, just enough to let me film, and which won't be much more tonight. I am going to go into the hammock soon here and lay down, because it's a beautiful night. Sounds of the geese and the crickets and acorns, lots of acorns falling off these trees in here. Occasional plane goes over, occasional car far out on the road, but it's going to be a good sleep tonight. This is so nice to be out and not have other people, no other campsites. You know, after my last stealther, the very next day I went car camping with my friend and my 2 sons, and we set up our site. We had a tent, we put our cots in it. Very different than sleeping in the hammock, but noise. People playing music, and not even good music. And God, some guy across from us in a different site snoring so loud all night. Sounded like he would stop breathing and then make a screaming noise, and then it woke me up constantly. So horrible. And this is so much nicer out here, and I'm not paying, so can't beat it. Yeah, let me go ahead and get inside my hammock, and pretty soon I'm gonna go to bed. Okay, laying down in the hammock. It's a nice night. It's gonna get a little cool, but right now it feels real good. And I don't know if you can see, I got my pillow back there. Gotta have that for the old neck. Yeah, airplane's going over right now. Other than that, it's a nice night. There's still some ducks out there, but it's just the sounds of nature, minus the plane. It'll be gone in a minute. But I'm gonna get some sleep. So far, so good. I'm checking in the morning. All right. That was a decent night. I did have my hammock not exactly level, so I was sliding down a little bit in it last night. Had to keep scooching back up. I did hear in the middle of the night a car going slow through the cemetery up there. You could hear the tires going over the gravel, and in fact I just heard another one right now. So I'm not sure what that is. That's just random people pulling in, kids going through there at night, or police going through, I don't know. But it's 7:30 in the morning, and I am gonna slowly get out of here and start packing up. And then ride should be coming up there between 8 and 8:30. Okay, I'm just about packed up. Just got to get the hammock down. It's just hanging there inside the snake skins. It's so easy to set up and take down. Makes it completely the 100% ideal, perfect choice for stealth camping. Just speed, and the color. You know, the color is a darker green, and the tarps that go over it, I've seen forest green, I've seen brown, tans, different colors, and I'm not sure. I wonder if they have a white. I'll have to look into that for more of a winter camo type setting. Anyways, I'm gonna get the last of this done, head up and catch my ride. Successful so far. Real quick, I thought I'd show you the setup I use when I hang my hammock. Here's the tree huggers. That's to protect the trees. I've got the carabiner here. I've got 2 of the climbing rings. I just run my cord through once and loop through the other end, and it cinches with a pull. And this is just a security knot, so nothing does come loose, but that's what I use to hang it. Okay, the ride's almost here. It's time to do one sweep, one final sweep of the area, get any trash that I brought. I'm gonna pick any other trash that I see up and get it out of here, and then I'm heading up. The ride's almost here. There's I saw some trash over here somewhere. There it is. I don't know what it is. It's been here for a while. I'll get that out. And I'll look for anything else. And that's where I was last night, between that tree and that tree. Not a trace. And the place is a little cleaner because some of the other trash that was here is gone too. Time to head up and out. Well, another successful stealther. This time done behind a cemetery / old closed down school that's in town. It is city-owned land, and I think a good spot. I was a little concerned hearing those cars pull through, hearing the tires on the gravel at night. I'm just thinking it was kids up to shenanigans. Anyways, ride is almost here. And I'm just gonna come up to the edge here. And give a quick gander. See if, no, not yet. I've just gotta wait a minute or two. But I am the teller of tales, the drinker of ales, reminding you to go camping in stealth because it's good for your health. See you next time.